Hi everyone, hope you're all doing well. How to overcome mean girl culture. So the first one is don't take slander, character association, and gossip personally, and know who you are. Some people say that women that are beautiful and they're into fitness, they're shallow and they're not wife material, they're not mothers, and it's so important not to take it personally. Like, don't take someone stereotyping personally, and know that that's not really good. That's witchcraft. Slandering somebody, making a guy second guessed about a woman. Maybe they said to him that, oh, I don't think she's the one. Like, she look at her. She used to be a model. She's into fitness. That's really toxic, and that's not good. And don't take it personally, because that's not right. Know who you are, know your identity. Who does God say you are? Like, know who you are, and don't take it personally. So when people gossip about you and say horrible things about you, know who you are and don't take it personally. Be okay with being misunderstood. That's so important, to be okay with being misunderstood and not over explain yourself and chase people. It's draining. It'd be really draining if you had to go around chasing people and trying to convince people, and you'll just fall really down and have low self-esteem, constantly chasing people and trying to prove yourself, and you end up being a people pleaser, because now you are chasing people and you are trying to get them to like you, and now you're performing. You're not even fellowshipping anymore. You're performing and you're being a people pleaser, and you're self-sacrificing, and that's dangerous. So it's so important to know who you are, know your values, and know who you are. So the next one is know your values. Know your values. If you go to church, know their values. So, and when it comes to your appearance, what do they wear? Are you okay with the first lady, what she wears? Like, do they want you to cover your hair? Do they want you to have trousers? Are they okay with dresses? Like, you need to know what your values are. Like, what do you value in the church? Do you care? What ministry are you interested in? Are you into homeless, homelessness, food bank, prophetic ministry? Like, what is your values? What kind of church do you want to go to? Is it mean girl culture there? Like, what kind of church do you want to go to? Do they make you feel safe? Do they objectify you? Do they put you down and throw shade in the pulpit and make you feel uncomfortable, make you scared to go to church next week? What kind of church do you want to go to? Do you want to go to one that's bullying you every week? You're crying every week because they don't understand you, and you have to cry. You feel like you have to cry every single week you're there, and you have PTSD from public humiliation rituals. What kind of church do you want to go to? So it's so important to know your values, know what kind of church do you want to go to. Is the woman there emotional? Are they insecure? Are they mothers? Are they mothering? Are they nurturing? Or are they very insecure and they put you down, and they have fake concern? Maybe they talk about your clothes, but it's coming from an insecure place, not a mothering place. So it's so important to know that, to know what kind of church you want to go to. It's so important to know, like, the type of leader you want to get mentored by or coached by, because sometimes people feel lost, and they're hurt, they're bitter and angry because they don't know their values. They don't know what they want, and they end up feeling frustrated, controlled, manipulated by Jezebels, because they don't know what they want. They don't know what they want. They're just angry. And sometimes people leave church and they're angry, and they start saying, "Oh, this church is this church is that." But it's so important to write down, or what kind of church you don't want to, like, what kind of church you don't want, because some churches is like misogyny's bad. Some churches it's just a social club, and you probably want more. Like, figure out what you want, figure out what you really really want, and um figure out what's a red flag and what's not, because some people think that if someone doesn't say hi to them, that's a red flag. But some people are like, a red flag is someone were cursing them on a pulpit and using witchcraft. So everybody has their different needs in life, and it's so important to know what your values are. So the next one is heal from mother wounds. Like, heal from, like, even as a kid, like, some little girls have been bullied by even spiritual leaders, spiritual mothers, and they put them down and say that they're weird and stuff like that. And it's so important to know that you need to heal from that as well. Like, if you're a kid and you're in church and spiritual mothers are rude, horrible, gossip behind your back, and spread embarrassing information about you, and you sometimes it's hard for you to collaborate or network or fellowship with women because of past hurts. You don't trust women, and sometimes you're a bit standoffish and you don't trust women. So it's so important to heal from other wounds and know that sometimes you can attract more bullies because of the experience you had with your mother or with your spiritual mother. So it's so important to heal from that and to know that not everyone's like that, but at the same time, you have wisdom, you have understanding now. You know what it's like. You know what Jezebel looks like. You know what the traits are like. So don't take it as like, oh, you're damaged. No, you actually know what Jezebel's like. You know what that intimidating, manipulating spirit is like. You know what it's like to be criticized, and you won't stand for it, and don't stand for it. And it's so important to see your past hurts as wisdom. Next one is don't chase people. Like, I know that sometimes they say that prophetic people are misunderstood, and they, but at the same time, you don't have to chase people. Um, it's painful when you're trying to over explain yourself. You're people pleasing. You're worn out because you want people to like you. So don't chase people. It'll be really draining. You'll dread being the prophetic person if you are chasing people because you want to be understood, and you just feel drained. You won't feel happy. You won't feel confident because you're constantly chasing people and they're running away, and you start to look like a groupie. You start to look like, wow, she's obsessed with ministry, and they don't understand that you've been called to ministry by God. But now they're like, oh my gosh, she's so desperate. Like, she's so desperate, and you don't want to come across as like desperate. And they might say, oh, and sometimes they could be insecure. Sometimes it's insecurity. Sometimes it's they might say, oh, wrong timing, but they're just insecure. So you have to just let them be. You have to just let it go and stop trying to you know get them to know and understand. Sometimes it's important to sit back and just let God um, take control. And next one is don't be a people pleaser. Like, don't become a Cinderella. Sometimes people see that you want to be part of the church clique, and they get you to do the things that nobody wants to do. They get you to start doing stuff, and like, oh, let me get your money, let me get your time. But I don't like you. I don't like you, but if I can get your money and time, fine. Like, but you need to be discerning. You don't want to get your heart broken. You need to know from the beginning that you have to know if they like you or not. And sometimes I know that God sometimes make you stay somewhere knowing that they don't like you, but and you know that within yourself, so it's okay. But don't delude yourself thinking they like you, and that, oh, if I just do this, if I go the extra mile, self-sacrifice myself, they will soon to realize they like me. No, they should know from the beginning. Like, they should know from the beginning that you are called by God, and just nitpicking, goalpost moving is abuse, it's bullying, and maybe they're bitter. Maybe they're bitter because their spiritual leader did that to them and they want revenge. Sometimes people are vengeful because of what happened to them, and they don't want to be the bigger person. They don't want to break the generational curse. So it's so important to not take it personally when they try to boss you around and bully you and just use you for your money and your wallet, like using you for your time and money. Like, oh, okay, I don't like you, but I'm gonna ignore you. I'm gonna forget about things. Forget about important things about you. But if you just give me your time and money, fine. But and you want fellowship. You want fellowship. You want to feel like a part of the community. So it's so important to know that, what, if this is, you have to realize that if this is assignment, or if this is your family, because some people get caught up with the word church family and they just get so excited and covering and stuff like that. So it's so important to know that know what your values are, know what you want, and have discernment, and don't get caught up in cults and scams, and don't get exploited. Hope this helped. If you need any counseling or coaching or prayer requests, email me. Thank you for listening.